So I wore this jacket.
Yeah, you did.
You are wearing that jacket.
Yeah.
You're wearing the out of that jacket.
Most likely we'll cut most of this. I'm in control. She's going to lean and she was going to I'm going to leave it. I'm like, I've been in control for the past 7, so.
We'll see.
No, I wanted to say I put on this jacket and it was supposed to go with the aesthetic for being this cozy indoor rain day. And now I had to turn the AC off because it wasn't blowing cold air anymore. So now it's just toasty. But welcome to our podcast. We're doing a Hurricane Ian extravaganza episode. This is the first one, and the reason we were going to record this one tonight is because we wanted to show you all the mayhem going on outside. And look at it. You see it? You see all of it? You see what happened is that I decided to record too late. And is that all my fault? It's about 85%. We won't point the other 15% anywhere.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be me and Stu.
Yeah, it's all me.
Stuart, why'd you have to go and play video games and make it interesting? Why'd I have to make good food?
I just wanted to hunt some monsters.
15% not being pointed towards anybody. No, yeah, definitely. I just decided too late, and to get the aesthetic for seeing it all, I was just a little too late. Now it's dark out, so whatever you can see, I hope you can get the full extent of what it looks like right now on day 1, Wednesday, September 28th of Hurricane Ian, as it's made land in Pinellas County area, and it's not too bad. Not too bad.
Wednesday night of Hurricane Ivan,
Is that a thing? Is that a? You're just doing another one.
Hurricane Maria.
Hurricane Chode.
Hurricane Katrina.
Oh. We would be remiss if we didn't mention Hurricane. I can't think of any others. I don't know why.
Nope. Ivan, Irma, Katrina.
Irma, there we go.
Hurricane Irma. That was a good one.
That was a good one, huh? Yeah. I figured that's what we would come on here for. We would early.
Hurricane Andrew. I think that's the one I was born during.
Wow.
Well, yeah, that was I vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that all being said, it's a good way to segue into. I figured we'd come on here and we do some hurricane talk, regardless of what you can see in the background or not.
Yeah.
I think. Was Andrew after Katrina? No.
Katrina was in like the 2000s.
Yeah.
But like, there was a big one after Katrina, wasn't there? Like super soon after Katrina. Was it Katrina 2?
I mean, there were a couple after Katrina that were kind of bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look it up.
Oh, Google guy, please.
Yeah.
So surprisingly enough, there's cars that are going by at this time, and it's not like trucks or anything like that, or vans, or it's just normal cars.
Let's see, after Katrina. Oh, Dennis and Harvey were kind of bad, right?
Harvey is what I'm thinking of. I think Hurricane Harvey.
Wilma.
I don't even see no Harvey.
Those were all pretty bad. Wilma, Rita, and Harvey.
Says Rita, yeah. 4th strongest Atlantic hurricane ever recorded, swept from east to west across the upper Gulf of Mexico. That was Rita. Pretty rough.
Stuart.
That's
What
okay, Stu.
what do you got, Stu? The same thing?
No, actually, this website looks a little outdated because it only goes up to 2008.
Good job,
Stu's
Gigi.
phone is basically from 2005, and anything past that, it's a miracle that he gets.
I got a new phone earlier this year.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No, I got a new phone earlier this year. It goes up to 2010 now.
There was Hurricane Galveston in 1900, the first major tracked hurricane.
I think that's also just because that's when they first started recording them.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Hurricane facts.
And, it became a tropical storm on September 11th. Isn't that interesting?
Wow.
Oh wow, that's not cool. That hurricane was not informed.
I sense a
It was the
conspiracy?
deadliest weather disaster in United States history. Also,
Galveston?
yeah, apparently. I mean,
Well, I mean, it was probably
up to
devastating
2008
because they lived
at
in,
least.
like, huts.
in 1900 they didn't live in huts.
Oh, 1900. I thought you said 1800.
No.
No,
There were some recorded in 1800.
I have no place in this. I have no idea any of like the time. You guys started saying the timelines.
Some hurricane talk and not do no research.
I'm more of like a
Killed 8,000 people.
see, I'm more of like a in the field kind of guy. Like I can tell you what was going on around me during that
Oh
time.
yeah, what's going on?
Let's see, Rita. What year was Rita?
2017.
17.
2005.
2005.
Rita.
Yeah.
Rita, 2005. I don't know where I'm at.
Well, I'm in 5th grade.
It's so probably same. I'm probably in 4th grade.
Probably 4th, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember it. 4th grade's my least remembered year, so I definitely don't remember Rita at all.
I was
Wow.
in 9th grade or 8th, maybe. I don't know.
What an old piece of shit.
Well,
Why
what
do
an
we
old
even?
guy.
That's so weird.
Yeah, so this hurricane, much like any hurricane in Florida, I don't know. I feel like, there's some people who live in parts of Florida and, other states that get decked by hurricanes that are like, oh, no, we genuinely have to prepare, like, year-round, and it's really rough to prepare for this time of year, et cetera, et cetera. And that sucks for you guys, I'm sure it's rough. I don't know what it's like around there, but I'll tell you what it's like around here, where it's like nobody talks about hurricanes until they're about to come.
That's everywhere.
And you think so? Even the places where they're like, we definitely get rocked by hurricanes every year. Like,
That's us.
no, we don't get rocked like by every like.
There's no other place that gets hit as hard as us with hurricanes.
Not really.
Mississippi, Louisiana, like they get
Every year? No.
I mean, like,
We get hit with it first.
but I'm saying like our area, like specifically of Florida, like Pinellas County area, like this area, like we don't get hit as much as like the
oh,
lower.
you don't mean the state?
No, I
You
don't mean
like,
I don't mean the state in
areas
general.
of Florida.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, I've lived in South Florida, and it's honestly the same here.
I've lived in Michigan. We don't get hurricanes up there. Actually, I think there might have been like one formed in the Great Lakes somehow. But
I think that's
like,
called something else.
True, yeah.
No, I think it's still a hurricane, but it was like some weird whack ass shit that just happens occasionally.
No, it's called a Great Hurricane.
Is it really? That would be awesome.
Don't know. No, I'm just saying like our area is significantly known for almost getting hit by like it's true every single year. We like Pinellas County, Hillsborough County, like they don't get destroyed by hurricanes every year. Like the beach does because it's the fucking beach. But it's like you just like the majority of Pinellas County and all those other places down below, like the lower part of the Panhandle, like
Puerto Rico.
that Puerto Rico, Miami, like all that part of the Panhandle, like gets they for sure get hit every single time is the point. Like so that's what I'm curious about them is just like there's got to be a way of living for them where like no, yeah, we have to like stay prepared like heavily all year round,
Usually down there near Miami, it was like during hurricane season, I mean, they would kind of go just inward. A lot of obvious evacuation on the beach, but other than that, it was still really similar to here. People just don't care. I mean, I remember my Nana living literally in a flood zone, and she would be like, "Nah, it's gonna be fine," and we always were. I mean, we got flooding, but we were fine. I'm here.
I'd still rather live in a hurricane area than a tornado area any day of the week.
No, I want to live in Nebraska. I'm going to.
Dude, there was a hurricane in the Great Lakes one time.
Was it called a Great Hurricane?
1996. Huh?
Was it called a Great Hurricane?
It was called the Lake Huron Cyclone.
That I was gonna say. That's what I meant by it. It's called a cyclone.
Oh, that's true, cyclone.
Yeah.
Also, there's been
Means the
3
same thing.
tornadoes so far, I'm pretty sure, during this hurricane in Florida. So it's not like we don't get them.
I don't know.
It's just shit.
It's not
because
like
they
Tornado
come-
Alley though. Like,
Yeah.
Tornado Alley is like the only place.
But Tornado Alley's not Nebraska. That's
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah, it's Nebraska. Nebraska is like the highest one though, and then Kansas is the worst.
I thought
which is
Kansas
right
was
here.
Tornado Alley. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's a whole like string of
Yeah,
states.
like all them flat plains and shit. Apparently, Tornado Alley is like the only place in the world that actually like regularly gets tornadoes too.
Is there a season for tornadoes? But you're saying they regularly get them. But is there a season for tornadoes? I guess besides hurricane season in Florida.
Not in the winter time. I don't think there's fucking tornadoes in the winter. Sorry, tornadoes in the winter time. And if there is, I feel like it's very scarce because usually it's like warm air that has to do something and make it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I feel like it's kind of like around hurricane season, to be honest, if I had to assume. But even then, when I was living there, like in the summertime, there was only 1 tornado warning the whole summer, and they're like built for tornadoes there.
Yeah, but that's the summer. So you were there for 3 months, and you're saying there was only 1 tornado.
No,
When
I was there for 5 months.
still-
And then I went back in the wintertime too.
Yeah, but you're saying
I
that-
pretty much lived there for a whole year
Mm.
throughout my life.
So does it usually happen in the spring and summer?
Yeah, this wind keeps pushing our door open and closed. Like not open and closed, but like our door
like-
doesn't like latch. Like you all know how front doors be in an apartment complex. You know when you have to like pull them in a little bit to lock your door a little like all the way and shit. What is that? Why is all apartment doors like that? It's ridiculous. But yeah, because of that, the wind just keeps closing and opening our door like just every other few minutes. We hear that paint sticking, and it's annoying.
We need a better, like, the little soft, cushy stuff, you know?
I don't know.
Some caulk?
Pretty much, kind of. It's like, what you put around a door so that it seals it. Except it's
Caulk.
not. Yeah.
Sealant?
I mean, not technically. It's literally like a strip of, like, squishy fabric that
Oh, I
you
know
would
what you're
put.
talking about.
Yeah. It, like, just seals the door closed. We need that.
Do that. What were we talking about earlier when we were standing outside the door? What were we saying? What were we talking about?
There was like
how
some
it's not-
guy who went out there waving an American flag
Oh,
and
yeah.
playing Metallica in the rain or something.
We were talking about that. Yeah,
Apparently he looks like me.
that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Flash of Stuart's ID. Just kidding. We're not gonna put that in there.
Yeah, let's not put my personal identifying information out there.
Is there anything crazy y'all seen during a hurricane in your past time, like that you can think of? That, like, it doesn't have to be like super wild, but something like the guy like who was. Speaking of that, it's funny. Before you give you time to think of something crazy you may have seen or something like that, it's so funny that guy went so viral. The American flag guy during the hurricane is. When I was younger, my father one day, I was staying home from school because school was closed during Katrina, and rightfully so. And during Katrina ruled because like our power didn't go out for some reason at our complex, which was dope. I think it did one of the days, but Katrina was like days of raining during that time. And I was staying at home so much, and our power was on. I was just staying at home, chilling and relaxing. I think the power had gone at one point, and I was bored.
Chilling and relaxing, playing some b-ball outside of school. And the guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I don't want no fight, my mom got scared. As you're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air.
When we're editing this, bleep out when she says a couple of guys, so it sounds like she said the N-word.
Hilarious. Yeah, my father was pissed at me bitching about how bored I was because the power went out. And he literally was like, go outside. And I was like, I wasn't mad at his, like, suggestion as a
Yeah.
kid. I was like, really?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, go outside. And I go, but it's raining. He goes, it's like it's like raining sideways.
It's like, you want to be an asshole? Go have fun. Go do whatever it is you think you want to do.
And it wasn't. And again, it's funny. His intention genuinely wasn't to be like sarcastic to me. To be like, go see how you like it out there. Like, he genuinely was like, it's not that bad. I guarantee you'll have fun. Go out there. And his suggestion was, go out there. He's like, and I go, it's raining. It's super windy. You can barely wear. He goes, nah, man, go out there, grab one of your towels, pin two of them to have Michelle pin two of them to your pants, and just take the other side and hold it up and. Woo! It was so not the same to wave the flag around or anything, but he genuinely was encouraging me to go stand out in the middle of the street of our apartment complex with a towel, to staple it to my pants, and then grab the other end and hold it above my head and see if the wind will take me.
His dad did smoke a lot of weed and do a lot of coke, so it does make sense.
Dude, he thought that was the most hilarious idea for sure.
I mean, it would have been super cool aside from how obviously fucking dangerous that is.
Yeah, he didn't get me. Good thing I was a little bitch at times when I was a kid. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to blow away. I genuinely thought I was going to, like, get taken away.
So, like, see, down where I lived, near Miami and shit, like, we would go outside sometimes, like, a lot. Like, that was a big thing down there. Like, you would see people walking around on the streets during a hurricane, just, like, fucking jamming, bro. Like, having a blast.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid, I would go outside. Like, I would go outside on our patio, and I would try to, like, see if there were, like, lizards and stuff in our little planters and see what they're, like, doing, you know? Like, see if they're scared. It was weird.
See if they're scared. Hell yeah.
They were always scared.
I walked around. The reason I don't like walking around during a hurricane, I think this was after that, though. And I was in Orlando for probably Rita or something like that. One of the other ones we've mentioned so far. And it was like the next morning, like, you know, I was at my aunt's house in Orlando, a bunch of the family. And it was like the next morning, and it wasn't like, you know, shit storming. It was just super windy and really like ugly outside. And the boyfriend of my aunt needed to, I forgot, I think they were just going to go try to see if anything was open. They had to walk the dog. Whatever had to happen, but
stuff was going on.
There you go.
They had to do stuff.
There you go. Yeah, stuff needed to go down.
Yeah.
My cousin Boo Boo and I were like, well, he wanted to go. And then they were like, you should go too. I was like, no. But they encouraged me to go, and they said I'd be fine. And when I went out there, I mean, it felt like I was in the movie The Mist, and it felt like it was like a hurricane in the mist, because like things from signs were like, the wind was so intense that, like, although we were still able to stand and like walk against it for the most part, it was so intense that it was like ripping signs off, and like shit was flying at us. And it was very concerning for my, like, I think I was like 7 or something, like maybe like 9 or something like that at the time. Like, I was very small, and like I was afraid that something was gonna destroy me. And I wouldn't say I'm scarred from that, but it just was like, I was like, I don't think it's a good idea to walk out in hurricanes.
It's like, literally, I tell people this all the time. The only people who died during a hurricane, granted, maybe that 8,000 people thing, maybe this doesn't count for them.
That was like the year 1900.
Tread lightly.
Yeah. So maybe not for them. But anybody who dies during a hurricane in modern times, it's because you went outside.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that it's not because you went outside. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's freak accidents, you know, with the tree, like, falling in a really shitty house. Yeah. You have to have such a shitty house for a fucking tree to literally completely destroy a concrete wall. Like, that's your fault. That's your fault for having the worst house ever and not doing anything about that. But also mostly because you went outside. That's probably why you died.
Yeah, or not evacuating when you're in a storm surge area.
Also true.
Yeah, they got like 18-foot storm surge with this going on, dude. That is wild.
It's crazy.
That
You're
would
literally
flood the second floor here.
Yeah. people don't understand what storm surge is, but that literally basically means that you're under that much water, essentially. Like, that's how much water is just going to be in the air or literally flooding. It's a lot of things going on, so you're
Saw
just
some
dumb.
shit on Reddit where apparently like the Tampa Bay, like it was just like empty for a bit, like this morning.
Yeah,
And, like,
that's
you don't-
scary when that happens.
That's storm surge coming up right there. Like
Yep.
they took a picture of it. I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of there.
Wait, so what does that mean? Like the actual
So
bay
the
of water
water-
itself was gone?
Yeah, the water
The
was all
water
gone.
sucks back.
It
The
gets
hurricane.
like sucked into the hurricane.
Oh.
And then
Well,
it'll
literally-
like, drop it and it'll all come flooding back in.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's like, think of a tsunami, right? But it's like, honestly, it's quicker and it's just a lot like all immediately around you. Like, it's like literally it's in the sky and then boom, it's like on top of you now.
Wow.
We got cops out there. Maybe you guys can see that.
Oh boy.
It's visible.
Nice. So we have cops now.
Cops are now patrolling. They're out there trying to stop the hurricane. Currently, it looks like
Yeah.
they're in a hot pursuit.
They're looking for Ian.
They are out there looking for Ian. Ian, run!
Run! What are you doing?
Stuart, is there anything crazy you've seen during a hurricane?
This is only my second hurricane, actually.
No way.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But the first hurricane was the one in Michigan.
No,
Right.
well, I guess that. I mean,
Well,
if you
that's a
count, that's a cyclone.
Cyclone.
You know, it's.
God, get it right.
But
Shut the fuck up.
See,
No,
I fucked
dude,
with
I
him. I just want to know.
I remember when that happened. I think, and the sky had like turned green and shit. And I was at school.
That's what
And,
happens
like,
during a tornado.
It was fucking freaky.
Yeah.
And like,
Wait.
I mean,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's actually really cool.
scary.
I'm not gonna
like,
lie.
you know, when they do those like tornado shelter things where you go out in the hall and you cover your head and shit, we had to do that. And there was a ton of people like really scared and crying and shit because it's a bunch of like 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
And me and my friend were just laughing about it.
You know, you die.
The
you
worst.
Die. You die.
Little shits.
You die.
Maybe it was like stress laughing,
It could have
or
been.
something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it did feel very funny at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, the one tornado, like I said, there was only one tornado warning when I was in Nebraska. And we were actually in the city, like Omaha, like driving around doing stuff. And then the tornado warning started going off. And I was like, what is that? Because we were still like walking around and shit. And my sister's parents were like, oh, that's a tornado warning. So there's going to be a tornado touching down. So then we just like walked to the car calmly. Like everything was fine. Everybody else on the street was totally fine too. They were obviously going into buildings. And then the sky did the thing. And it turned green. And I was in the car and I was like,
Pretty.
what the fuck is going on? And they were like, don't worry, as long as you stay calm. Usually tornadoes, because they were right. They actually, like in Nebraska, you can even look that shit up, like especially in the cities. When the tornadoes touch down, it's so brief, it almost does no damage. It's like, it's quick. It's like 5 minutes, but straight up green sky. And I was like, where is it? And they're like, we really won't see it. Like, there's no way it's going to be right here, And I was like, oh, that's weird, man. But, I mean, technically I was in a tornado. So.
Damn. You see that tornado? I was in it. That'd be the best thing to do. Like after, if you survive like being in a tornado,
Right.
just walk up to the next guy that you see and point to him, and be like, see that tornado there? I was in it.
Yeah, it touched down right on top of me, so I was like in the eye of the storm.
Equivalent of that for Florida would be like driving from where there's raining, if like 2 minutes out from where it stops raining, and just saying to the next person, see all that rain back there? I was in it.
I was in that.
During Hurricane Katrina, at the time I had a best friend at that, like right when I was super young, who lived in Mississippi, right? Or Saint, right? What was it?
talking about?
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Louisiana. He lived in that area. Like, well, his grandma did. And he was staying with his grandma at that time, right? So, it's Florida where everybody's being super crazy. Like, oh, it's gonna go back. I'm a kid, so it's just nothing for me. It's just free from school and staying at home, right? But everybody's freaking out. And let me just say this: I remember very vividly, even during that time. I don't remember at all my parents like coming home with like massive things of bottles of water or anything like that. Like no big freak out. Maybe food, maybe like a little bit, but like at no point were like they did I don't remember them ever driving around or coming home with like a bunch of supplies and being like everything's gonna be okay. Like flashlights, I think usually they would just normally want to get flashlights and candles. Like I think we just had food,
Lucky.
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah. No, yeah, yeah.
times.
No, yeah. I'm not trying to flex or anything, everybody. But I don't know. I guess maybe I don't know. We just didn't really care. I don't know.
Or your parents just weren't. They didn't prep. Like they didn't care. Like
Good point.
Them specifically.
Good point. But no, like so. It was all happy. Seeing all the news reports about how it's about to just absolutely destroy New Orleans and rip apart the states, and it was like nightfall. It must have been like 9 p.m. or something like that. And it was like that at that night, like they were like it's about to hit in like an hour or so, and it's gonna lay waste. And I was super concerned for my at the time best friend, where I was was calling my dad's friend, who's like that's that kid's dad. Gave me a number, which was the home phone. Y'all remember home phones?
Mm-hmm.
They gave me a home phone number for his grandma's house, and I was calling and calling and calling. Nobody was answering. And finally, around like 10, right before the storm was going to hit, they called our house back. My father gave me the phone, and he was like, "Hey, it's your friend. It's your friend Mitchell." And I pick up the phone, and I'm like, "Dude, are you okay?" Oh, no. He called me the next day. And I said, "Dude, are you okay?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I go, "What's going on? Where are you guys right now?" And he goes, "I'm at home." I go, like at your grandma's. And he goes, "Yeah." I go, "Dude, I thought I thought your city just got destroyed." And he goes, "I slept through the whole thing." And he said, "And now I'm going to go eat breakfast with my grandma. My grandma's making pancakes." And gave the phone back to his grandma. And meanwhile, literally, as everybody, again, as a kid, that's as much as I knew right there in that moment. Oh, it's no big deal. My cousin just slept through it.
Meanwhile, he's in northern Louisiana.
Yeah, where everything was fine, but the whole dude, it was such a funny thing to think of back of how terrible that event is for that whole area, and then just one person was like,
"No, I'm good."
Hurricane what?
There was a hurricane?
I have a friend named Katrina.
What the fuck is Katrina? My mom and stepdad visited New Orleans a month before Katrina happened. And after, good thing we visited before the whole place got fucking destroyed.
It's true though. It really is. It's not the same. You see pictures befores and afters even now, that it's just not obviously they rebuilt it and stuff, but you'll never get the same feeling, ever again.
Guys, we should go to New Orleans.
I actually do want to go. There's this place called, the Death Museum.
Oh, I've heard of that.
It's cool, right? There's two of them. There's one in California and one in, New Orleans. So.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember what it is, though. What is it?
It's a lot of, it's literally a museum that holds a lot of weird fucking evil shit
Uh-huh.
a lot of serial killer memorabilia,
Yeah.
Nazi memorabilia. I'm pretty sure.
Presidential memorabilia.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure
We get political sometimes.
pretty sure they actually have what was it, the one that got shot in the head?
JFK.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have something of JFK's in there too. It's just a weird, very oddities museum.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool though.
I'm back and forth on New Orleans.
I wouldn't ever stay there very long.
Nah.
There's not a lot there. Everybody is terrible. Everyone will treat you like shit.
In New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of crime and stuff there and stuff,
Yeah.
but it's a good place to you just go, get drunk,
Visit.
see some titties,
For sure.
Yeah, if you're watching and you're from New Orleans, we think you're great.
Unless you would be mean to us. Then you're not.
Unless that's your way of warming up to people, then maybe.
Yo, where was that place I took you to when we went to Nebraska that I was like kind of excited to see with the arch?
Yeah.
You know the big arch?
Oh, St. Louis. Yeah.
Oh.
St. Louis is the worst.
St.
place.
Louis, if you're watching, and we know that you are, you're great people too. Go ahead.
St. Louis is in
Literally?
Nebraska?
No.
Oh.
It was on the way. It was on the way. We went to Nebraska.
That is the worst place I've ever been in my life. I saw, 2 robberies while we were there?
Oh.
That was insane.
Yeah.
You guys are insane. That is crazy. There was literally gun sounding, you guys, anybody in St. Louis, you know what I'm talking about. It's got a blue light and it looks like a street lamp. I know it's not a street lamp. It's supposed to notify police whenever a gunshot is gone off. And there was one literally every 10 feet down every street we went.
That's crazy.
The gas station got robbed literally while he was walking out of it.
That was funny.
I was like,
That's funny. No relation. No relation.
this is insane. This is crazy. Your streets are terrible. I don't get it. Everything is bad.
Yeah,
it
that
smelled bad too.
Yeah, and the arch is all drawn all over and shit like that.
Everything was just.
A nice park.
It was a really nice park. That was it.
Couldn't even be mad at them for having drug addicts in the park at early in that morning. I mean,
Makes sense. Given the rest of the city, I'm surprised there weren't more.
100%. Where? So was Irma your other hurricane then?
Yeah, Irma was my first hurricane.
Oh, okay. Wow, what a hurricane for it to be your fucking first. Did it shut your power off forever?
Yeah.
How long were you out with power?
We were only out for a day, I think.
Oh, must
But
be nice.
the fucking phone and internet service went out for 2 or 3 days or some shit. Completely.
How long were you without power? Were you were around for Irma?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I lived here forever. But my mom was without power for 3 weeks almost.
Oh.
Her whole, no, my mom's whole neighborhood, I think it's because it was next to a trailer park and they just didn't go there. They skipped over.
Mm-hmm.
They were oh, well, they're still evacuated or something. And
That makes sense.
But we're not trailers. We didn't live in a trailer. So I actually stayed over. I tried staying with my friends in Riverview for a while because I was yo, it's so hot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
can't.
That was the worst. That's just right after that hurricane. Just people wanted to go back to normal. It's there's no power and it's so hot. No. Yeah, that was wild.
I remember going to Waffle House and Walmart even just to feel something.
And even then, so for the first couple of days, most stores didn't have power either, so couldn't even go get the relief there.
Waffle House was open the entire time though.
Oh,
Dude, I
sure.
remember Target didn't have main power, but we still had our backup generator shit, so we kind of had power.
Mm.
And there was one cooler in the check lanes that still worked, and I remember sticking drinks in there. We were yeah, I'm gonna have a cold drink on my lunch.
They tried to get me to work when the power was out at Target, and I didn't come in at all.
I had to work. The power was out at Waffle House, and I still had to work. We still had people coming in and vomiting.
Waffle House is nuts with that stuff.
Yeah, Waffle House is wild.
There was no power. We couldn't.
They closed
make things.
17 Waffle House locations this time for this hurricane.
I bet the Waffle House down in Almerton's still open.
It is.
Probably.
That's the one I worked at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then yeah, it's probably still open.
It is. My friends posted.
Dude, when the power came back on during Irma, so when that power came back on, it was the funniest shit because, it was also annoying because it was the first day we saw them in our neighborhood, and we were yeah, the power's coming back on, baby. Didn't come on for that day, and we were livid. And the next day they were actually on our street, and power kicks back on, right? And I mean, like we had been out without power for like months. Like we.
Yeah. How long were you without it?
A week. Yeah. And I only got to spend 2 days out of it because I got to go with a girlfriend at the time to like her parents, and they had power, and that was it. Though that was the only time I got away from it. And I came back, and I spent like the last 2 days in it. And when that power came back on, I remember it was me and Brian sitting in the living room, just smoking, hot as fuck, just gym shorts on, middle of the day, and the power kicks back on, and wide open bug eyes. Oh, the greatest thing about when power kicks back on, everybody can relate to this, is like the beeps from your machinery and like the AC. You're like, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody hugs, they freak out. It was amazing. And we had this big, so that's why we freak out. We run over to the kitchen to like double check. Oh shit! Yeah. And then me and Brian look at each other. And we're like, we like give each other a hug, and in the middle of the hug. Just went back down. And it went down for a whole 10 minutes. Like, it wasn't like kick back on. No, it went down for 10. And we were so sad. And we packed another bowl immediately. We were like, dude, this is fucking, it's never going to end. And then within 10 minutes, it kicked back on. We didn't get, that time we were like, okay, the power is back on. Mm-hmm. I was like, don't move, bro. Don't move. Don't say shit.
You can never predict them.
I mean, hurricane times, if you don't experience in them, whatever. I don't think you can prep for earthquakes or whatever else you guys got going on in the upper left and all that. But down here in hurricane times when people are prepping, like, people are mean to each other. People are bad. They are not friendly to each other around here. Everybody's in a rush. Everybody's angry. Whether you're trying to prep or not, you're mad. And it's a very frustrating time. So for anybody to be nice enough to share anything, I will say that in the moment though, like when power's out,
once the hurricane hit,
we're pretty cool. Everybody's pretty down to help. But you need some drinks, you need some water. Yeah.
I feel like everybody understands. Like, man, we were kind of shit to each other. Maybe now we can be okay. Mm. Just okay though. We're not like good, but.
Something I want to talk about before I go, a little hurricane hack debunk. Y'all ever seen the picture of it was like hurricane party hack, and they took ice, a bunch of ice, and they dumped it in their washer, and then they put beers in it.
Why would you do that?
Dude, let me tell you something. And
that's a terrible idea.
Let me tell you something. Yes, to the 20 to 22-year-old mindset, it seems like no, I didn't. It seems like a great idea. It seems like a great fucking idea, right? So we were thinking about doing it, but in the end, me and Ian were just like, well, we have coolers, we have everything, let's just do that. Our friend's girlfriend wanted to do that. She did it without telling anybody, and she put it in the washer, and she did all that shit. And then one day, when we were on the other side of the house, and we came back, we didn't know she was coming over with cold beers and stuff like that. We had no idea. And the next day, we went, just smelt awful, just terrible, stale. And it's not easy to get all that shit out of there either.
No.
So it was a horrible way to like wake up the next morning, like after the power's been out in the hurricane, and then now we have a chore to do with all this smelly water. We're all hungover and shit.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. If you didn't know right off the back that it's a bad idea, don't do it. And I'm trying to preference by saying it's not like we were like, that's what's gonna happen. Like it's not like we were genius. We're dumb too, but we were just like lazy enough to be like, no, we're not gonna do that. Like she took the initiative, if you would.
I get like the frat boy mindset that you would have to be in to like do something like that.
Exactly.
But it's clearly fucking retarded. I don't even know what the problem would be, but it is retarded.
Yeah, because it doesn't have a way to drain for one.
Exactly. I think. Well, so that's where the frat boy mindset is. They go, well, where's all the water gonna go? And they go, dude, the thing's got holes. It drains out the bottom. And like, no, it's got to be put on a cycle for that. So like, but I'm telling you, like, if you were like during that time, and I've never seen that picture resurface since. But during that time, like, the comments on it were a bunch of people like, this is so smart. This is so cool. I can't wait. We'll be doing for my
I would have hurt
hurricane party.
so many people's feelings. I would have been in the comments just talking about how dumb everyone is.
That's the one comment thread you stick to. You're just like constantly just replying to every single person.
You're dumb.
You get.
I wouldn't. I'd let him do it.
It's true, but like I wouldn't even get the gratification because I wouldn't be able to see it. So
I can't
I'm just
even.
gonna tell them that they're dumb.
I can't even. This. Sometimes you want to look at comments for things on like shit like that. And I mean, you really can't, because I mean, you're like, you have to hold yourself back. Like, I want to respond to so many of these people in these comments for things. Not just that specifically, but that's ridiculous. No, you shouldn't be doing that.
I love that. It's the only time I can ever really get my anger and frustration out and call people everything I want to say.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's great. That's what the internet's for. Don't be mean.
They're trying to take it away from us, too.
Yeah, don't be mean to your friends. Don't talk shit about them. Just go online, find some old lady that doesn't know what she's talking about, and yell at her.
Confront her. Tell her she's a dumb, stupid bitch.
Yeah.
And she owes you $5 for the food that you got her the other day. Yeah. And you're tired of paying for her food. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Yeah. It's good to talk to you today. So, Crypto, let me ask you something. What do you think about toys and treats? Interesting. So you'd say that's probably one of your favorite parts of the day if you were to get a new toy or treat. Interesting. So that's a resounding yes. Guys, here at SuperSour, we love our pets, and we love our dog, Crypto. We know you guys love your dog, too. And that's why we want to let you know about our new affiliate, BarkBox. Reese, tell them about BarkBox.
BarkBox started in 2011, and they have been going strong for quite a while now, obviously. You can get a toy, a treat, and usually multiple other things. They also have, like, dental items that they'll put in there sometimes.
And this is fun stuff. Like, this is stuff that you can't just get normally at the pet store.
No, yeah, these are also great toys. I mean, Crypto has BarkBox toys all over the place. They also have SuperSour BarkBox. So if you're worried about like the soft, cute toys not being strong enough, don't worry about it. They got the SuperSour box.
BarkBox has a lot of things for any style dog that you have. They cater to you directly. And if you use our link, there are a bunch of deals they have going on right now, such as get another box with your first box with your order. We have a lot of people in our family that use BarkBox. It's the best way to spoil your pet without having to take them to the store all the time and having to go around, rush around. It's not easy all the time. Sometimes you want to make it a special trip for them instead of having to make this whole chore for you. And what is an even better special trip and special treat than to the mailbox to go pick up your BarkBox for your pet? This is Crypto approved. This is SuperSour approved. And we hope you guys use our link to spoil your pet today. BarkBox.com. Go check it out. Well, we're gonna wrap this episode up right now. Shouts out Topo Chico, SuperSour's newest favorite seltzer drink. We know there's not a lot of people pushing you right now, but we're the ones. Down here in Florida, it just makes the most sense. You know what I'm saying? Guys, thanks for watching this episode. We're going to trek through the storm here and hope that we get blessed with no power outages continued. Stay safe, everybody out there. Make sure you like this video. Stay active in the comments. Let us know what you think about Hurricane Ian. Please go over to our social medias, SuperSourjir, all social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Check us out on Patreon, SuperSour Podcast on Patreon. Check us out on Spotify and on SoundCloud, also under SuperSour Podcast. And also, check us out as our new affiliate with Twitch.tv. And go over and follow our account on Twitch.tv/SuperSourGames, where we play Fortnite and all different kinds of games. And now Monster Hunter Rise now.
Yeah, that Monster Hunter, go hunt some monsters.
That's right. Thanks, Stuart, for that. Follow Reese at Homicidal Tire on all our social media. Joe Saurus on Twitter and all my social media. It's been a fun one, guys. I really appreciate the hurricane talk, and I hope that they don't blow us away. Only the strongest will survive. Lead me to heaven when we're done. Doing the rumor die. Then Lady Gaga. All right, anyway. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Cheers.